Mr. Smith Goes to Washington emerged during a time of political uncertainty in the United States, specifically in the late 1930s. The country was still feeling the effects of the Great Depression, and many Americans were disillusioned with their government. The film's creators aimed to shine a light on the ideals of democracy and the importance of integrity in politics. The initial concept for the movie stemmed from a desire to tell a story about an ordinary citizen thrust into the political arena. This idea resonated with director Frank Capra, who had a penchant for uplifting narratives that celebrated the common man. He wanted to convey that anyone could stand up against corruption and fight for what is right, making it particularly relevant during a time when many felt their voices were unheard. Capra collaborated with screenwriters Sidney Buckman and Louis R. Foster to craft a screenplay that highlighted themes of honesty and resilience. They drew inspiration from real-life political events and stories about naive yet determined individuals who want to make a difference. As they developed the script, they infused humor and drama, ensuring it would engage audiences while prompting them to reflect on their own civic responsibilities. At the time of production, Hollywood was navigating its own complexities, including censorship and political pressures. Despite this, Capra managed to create a film that both entertained and challenged viewers, pushing them to consider the values of democracy. As casting began, Capra recognized James Stewart as the perfect fit for Jefferson Smith. Stewart's wholesome persona and sincere acting style would bring depth to the character, making his journey from innocence to awareness all the more poignant. Thus began a remarkable collaboration that would resonate with audiences for generations. The development of the script for Mr. Smith Goes to Washington was a collaborative effort that involved several talented writers. Frank Capra, along with screenwriters Sidney Buckman and Louis R. Foster, worked diligently to transform the initial idea into a compelling screenplay. Their goal was to create a story that not only entertained but also resonated with the audience's sense of justice and civic duty. Initially, the screenplay underwent various drafts as the writers sought the best way to convey its themes. They drew inspiration from both real-life political events and fictional narratives about idealistic individuals challenging a corrupt system. This process allowed them to infuse the script with humor and heartfelt moments, making sure it appealed to a wide range of viewers. One significant change during production involved the tone of certain scenes. Capra wanted to balance comedy with poignant drama, ensuring that the film could engage audiences emotionally while addressing serious issues in politics. The portrayal of Jefferson Smith's earnestness needed to shine through, illustrating his battle against cynicism and corruption in Washington. As they shaped the story, Capra's vision became clearer. He wanted to depict the journey of an everyman who believed in democracy, capturing how one voice could stand up against powerful interests. This message was especially vital during a time when many Americans felt powerless. Through this evolution, Capra and his team managed to create memorable characters and dynamic situations that conveyed deeper meanings. The film's final script reflected these efforts, leading to a production filled with energy and passion from everyone involved. The collaboration among writers and Capra's direction resulted in a screenplay that not only entertained but inspired audiences to believe in the power of integrity and hope in their own lives. Frank Capra's vision for Mr. Smith Goes to Washington was deeply rooted in his belief in the power of the individual and the importance of political integrity. He was motivated by a desire to show that even an ordinary person, like Jefferson Smith, could make a difference in a corrupt political system. Capra saw the film as a way to inspire optimism and rekindle faith in democracy at a time when many Americans felt disillusioned and disconnected from their government. Capra believed that cinema had the ability to reflect society while also shaping its future. By creating a story centered on a naive but idealistic protagonist, he aimed to encourage viewers to think critically about their own roles in democracy and challenge them to uphold values such as honesty and justice. Throughout his career, Capra often focused on the triumph of good over evil, believing that integrity could prevail against overwhelming odds. In portraying Jefferson Smith's journey, Capra highlighted themes of hope, perseverance, and moral courage. He wanted audiences to witness how one determined individual could confront powerful interests and inspire change through sheer will and conviction. This message resonated particularly well during the era of the Great Depression when many felt powerless against larger forces. Capra's filmmaking style also played a significant role in conveying this vision. He employed techniques that built emotional connections between characters and the audience, making it easier for viewers to relate to Jefferson Smith's struggles. The director's use of humor and heartfelt moments allowed audiences to engage with serious social issues without feeling overwhelmed. Ultimately, Capra sought not only to entertain but also to spark conversations about civic duty and personal responsibility. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington became a beacon of hope during challenging times, showcasing Capra's unwavering belief in the potential for goodness within each person. Frank Capra's decision to cast James Stewart as Jefferson Smith in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington stemmed from Stewart's unique blend of qualities that aligned perfectly with the role. At the time, Stewart was already recognized for his roles in films that showcased his everyman charm and relatability, such as You Can't Take It With You and The Shop Around the Corner. These performances established him as a beloved actor who could convey innocence and sincerity, characteristics essential for portraying a character like Smith, who embodies the idealism and hope of everyday Americans. Capra understood that Stewart had a natural ability to connect with audiences through his earnestness and vulnerability. The director sought someone who could effectively portray Jefferson's naivete while also capturing his evolving strength and determination. Stewart's persona allowed him to embody the struggle against corruption in a way that felt both authentic and inspiring. Additionally, Stewart's off-screen demeanor contributed to Capra's choice. Known for his humility and genuine kindness, Stewart resonated with the film's themes of integrity and moral fortitude. Capra wanted the audience to root for Smith, and Stewart's inherent likability made that connection possible. His distinct voice and expressive mannerisms further enriched the character, allowing viewers to engage deeply with Smith's journey. As filming progressed, Stewart approached the role with an intense commitment. He studied the script carefully, wanting to ensure that he accurately portrayed the profound changes Smith undergoes during the story. This dedication culminated in powerful performances, particularly during the film's iconic filibuster scene, where Stewart showcased both vulnerability and tenacity. In summary, Capra's casting of James Stewart was not just a choice based on talent, but a thoughtful decision aimed at eliciting empathy and connection, making Jefferson Smith a character audiences could root for as he stood up for what was right. James Stewart approached his role as Jefferson Smith in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington with a deep sense of responsibility and commitment. Understanding the significance of the character's journey, he immersed himself in the script, wanting to portray Smith's innocence and idealism authentically. To prepare for the role, Stewart studied real-life senators and civic leaders, looking for nuances in their behavior and speech patterns that could inform his performance. He aimed to capture not just Smith's naivete but also the emotional weight of his fight against corruption. Stewart recognized that the film was about more than just one man's struggle. It was a reflection of the values and aspirations of everyday Americans. He wanted to convey a sense of hope and determination that would resonate with audiences during a time of political disillusionment. This mindset drove him to tap into his own experiences, allowing him to express genuine emotions that mirrored the struggles faced by many citizens. During filming, particularly for the iconic filibuster scene, Stewart focused on conveying a mix of urgency, vulnerability, and passion. He understood that this moment was not just about speaking, it was about embodying a fierce dedication to justice. To achieve this, he drew from his own feelings of frustration and resolve, channeling them into a powerful performance that showcased Smith's unwavering belief in democracy. Stewart's approach also included collaborating closely with Capra and fellow actors, seeking their input and sharing ideas about how best to bring the character to life. His willingness to be vulnerable on camera allowed viewers to connect with Smith's plight on a personal level, making the character's triumphs and challenges feel all the more impactful. In essence, Stewart's thorough preparation and emotional investment played a crucial role in crafting Jefferson Smith as an enduring symbol of integrity and hope, resonating with audiences long after the film's release. The filibuster scene in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington stands as one of the film's most powerful moments, showcasing James Stewart's exceptional performance and embodying the essence of Jefferson Smith's struggle for integrity in politics. Filmed with a focus on emotion and authenticity, this pivotal scene requires Smith to speak continuously in front of the Senate, fighting against corruption and injustice. The tension builds as he battles physical exhaustion while passionately defending his ideals. To create this intense moment, director Frank Capra worked closely with Stewart to capture the emotional stakes involved. The set was designed to amplify the sense of urgency, with dim lighting and close camera angles that focused on Stewart's facial expressions. As he delivered his lines, the atmosphere became charged with palpable tension, drawing viewers into Smith's desperation and determination. Stewart's performance during the filibuster was marked by a mix of vulnerability and strength. He began energetically but gradually showed signs of fatigue and emotional strain, mirroring Jefferson's battle against overwhelming odds. This realistic portrayal resonated deeply with audiences, evoking feelings of both empathy and hope. Stewart's ability to channel his own frustrations into the character allowed for a compelling representation of Smith's unwavering belief in democracy. The impact of this scene on viewers was profound. It not only highlighted the importance of standing up for one's beliefs but also illustrated how one person's voice can challenge systemic corruption. Many found inspiration in Stewart's portrayal, leading them to reflect on their own civic responsibilities. Overall, the filibuster scene cemented Mr. Smith Goes to Washington as a timeless classic, illustrating the power of perseverance against adversity and leaving an indelible mark on American cinema that continues to inspire audiences today. Upon its release, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington sparked a range of reactions from both the public and political figures, igniting discussions about the portrayal of American politics. Many viewers found the film inspiring, as it resonated with their own hopes for a more honest and transparent government. The character of Jefferson Smith became a symbol of integrity, prompting audiences to believe in the power of one individual's voice against corruption. However, the film also faced criticism and controversy. Some politicians and members of the media perceived it as a harsh critique of the political establishment. They feared that its depiction of corruption and moral dilemmas could undermine public trust in government institutions. Political figures worried that audiences might take away an overly cynical view of their elected representatives, reflecting concerns about the film's potential impact on civic engagement. Despite this backlash, many progressive organizations and reform advocates praised the film for its call to action. They argued that it highlighted essential themes like civic responsibility and ethical governance at a time when the country was still recovering from the Great Depression and grappling with prevalent issues related to corruption in politics. Capra himself acknowledged these mixed responses, but remained steadfast in his belief that cinema could inspire change and provoke thought. He believed that by portraying an idealistic figure like Smith, he could encourage viewers to reflect on their roles as active participants in democracy. Overall, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington embedded itself into the cultural conversation of its time, engaging audiences in critical discussions about ethics and politics while also celebrating the enduring spirit of hope and perseverance against corruption. The reactions it elicited demonstrated how art can influence societal views and inspire civic engagement long after its initial release. As Mr. Smith Goes to Washington made its way into theaters, the cast and crew found themselves navigating a landscape filled with both praise and criticism. Frank Capra and his team were aware that the film's provocative take on politics could spark controversy, but they remained committed to their vision of showcasing integrity and hope in a seemingly corrupt system. The reactions varied widely. Many cast members, including James Stewart, were proud to represent a story that resonated with the public's desire for change. They frequently received fan letters expressing admiration for Stewart's role and appreciation for the film's message. This support helped boost morale on set, reinforcing their belief that they were contributing to a meaningful dialogue about democracy. However, not all feedback was positive. Some political figures expressed concern about the film's potential impact on public perception of government, viewing it as an indictment of their work. In particular, the portrayal of filibustering and corruption struck a nerve among those in power. Reports surfaced of senators being less than pleased with the representation of their workplace, feeling it painted them in a negative light. Amidst the backlash, Capra and his crew defended the film, emphasizing its purpose as a call to action rather than a condemnation of the entire political system. They engaged in outreach to clarify their intentions and invited discussions that highlighted the importance of civic responsibility. As time went on, reactions softened, and many began to appreciate Mr. Smith Goes to Washington as a significant work that raised important questions about ethics and integrity in politics. The resilience of Capra and his team in the face of criticism showcased their dedication to storytelling that challenged societal norms while inviting viewers to reflect on their roles as engaged citizens. Ultimately, this spirited response from both supporters and detractors added depth to the film's legacy, allowing it to endure through generations as a powerful commentary on democracy. The atmosphere on the set of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington was vibrant and collaborative, reflecting the passion of everyone involved in the production. Director Frank Capra fostered a sense of camaraderie among the cast and crew, encouraging open communication and teamwork. This environment allowed for creative ideas to flow freely, as actors felt comfortable sharing their thoughts on character development and scenes. James Stewart's approachable nature played a significant role in creating a positive dynamic. He often engaged with fellow cast members, exchanging insights that helped deepen their performances. The ensemble cast shared a mutual respect for one another, which translated into their on-screen chemistry, making the relationships among characters all the more believable. Filming was not without its challenges, particularly during high-stakes scenes like the filibuster. However, this pressure only seemed to strengthen the bond among the team. The shared goal of bringing Capra's vision to life united everyone, fueling a collective determination to make an impactful film. Crew members admired Capra's leadership style. He was known for his ability to motivate while also being receptive to feedback. The set buzzed with energy as they tackled themes of hope and integrity within a political context. Cast and crew members often discussed the film's message during breaks, reinforcing their commitment to portraying Jefferson Smith's idealism authentically. This shared purpose encouraged them to push through long hours with enthusiasm rather than fatigue. As filming progressed, it became clear that they were creating something special. The positive energy on set contributed significantly to the film's emotional depth, allowing Stewart and his co-stars to deliver heartfelt performances that would resonate with audiences. Ultimately, the collaborative spirit and dedication of everyone involved helped shape Mr. Smith Goes to Washington into a timeless classic that continues to inspire discussions about democracy today. The legacy of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington has endured for decades, remaining relevant in both political discourse and cinematic history. Released in 1939, the film became a cultural touchstone, capturing the hopes and frustrations of an America grappling with the complexities of democracy. Its portrayal of an idealistic man fighting against corruption resonates even today, as audiences continue to reflect on the importance of civic responsibility and ethical governance. Over the years, the film has influenced countless politicians, activists, and filmmakers. It serves as an inspiration for those advocating for political reform and integrity, reminding people that one voice can make a difference. The character of Jefferson Smith has become emblematic of the struggle against injustice, inspiring a new generation to engage in politics and uphold democratic values. Many contemporary leaders cite the film as a motivating force behind their commitment to public service. In cinema, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is often regarded as a classic, celebrated for its blend of humor, drama, and social commentary. It has shaped the way political narratives are told on screen, encouraging filmmakers to explore the intersection of personal ideals and societal challenges. The film's iconic moments, particularly Stewart's passionate filibuster, continue to be referenced in discussions about political engagement and moral courage. Moreover, its themes remain strikingly relevant as current events echo the struggles depicted in the film. Issues like governmental transparency, voter disenfranchisement, and political corruption still dominate headlines. By revisiting Capra's work, audiences are reminded not only of the past but also of their role in shaping the future. Ultimately, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington endures as a powerful reminder that while challenges may arise within democracy, the pursuit of truth and integrity is timeless, a sentiment that continues to inspire people around the world.